Hello and welcome to your General Weekly reading for the week of February 4th, 2019. This week I'm using the Everyday Witch Tarot cards by Deborah Blake and intuiting any additional information that comes in from our guides and from the universe that we have the best understanding on all that is to come in the upcoming week. So I'm back. You're back. We're all back to here together for this beautiful weekly tarot card reading. I apologize for last week, how I was not able to record this video. If you read my Facebook post or you received my email from last week, you got a little snippet into what's been kind of going on. There's just a whole lot of light coming in to the planet in different ways. Through energy, the planets shifting, just the general karma that is this year. Things are really changing, things are evolving, and there's a whole lot of light coming in. So when we have an enormous amount of light coming in, our physical bodies sometimes become a little bit fried. And it's hard for our physical bodies to contain all of this energy that's coming in. So I've been kind of sick. For the last 30 days, I was sick 4 separate times. I'm not generally somebody who does get sick, so it was a big message for me, which I'm still trying to figure out exactly how to navigate through that experience that I've had, and kind of what it all means and why I kept getting sick. So stay tuned for all of that information. If you are struggling with your health, or you're feeling tired, or your emotions are a bit fried, it's just the way that this is manifesting for you. For me, it was my physical body getting sick 4 different times. And for you, it could be that you're just super stressed, or your emotions are on overdrive, or whatever the case may be. It's affecting all of us in different ways. However it is affecting you is totally fine. If you feel that you need a little extra break, take it. I really encourage you to rest. When we receive so much light, it's so important for us to take time to open ourselves up to receive and to create a vessel, a physical vessel for us to receive so much light. A few years ago, as I started really diving deep into this work, I was participating in, I still am, apprenticeship with a teacher, a spiritual teacher of my own. And I was receiving attunements, like energetic attunements, all the time. And I was bringing in so much light and so much energy. Every single week we did an attunement, and these attunements kind of need like a month to 6 months to kind of settle in. So I was just doing all of these attunements all at once. So my physical body was exhausted. So I really had to take care of myself because my physical body was housing all of this. I mean, your spiritual body is bigger than your physical body, but your physical body is still a beautiful part in your experience here. And so you have to nurture your body, especially in times like these where you are receiving so much light. And much like how when I was receiving a bunch of light a couple years ago, I really had to nurture my physical body. I had to sleep all the time. I was home all the time. I was eating good foods. And when I wasn't taking care of myself, I was totally exhausted, and my physical body, I could definitely feel it. So the same type of situation is kind of happening for us now, because there is so much light and energy coming in. If we're not treating our bodies like the sacred temples that they are, the light comes in and begins to kind of clash with the energy that's currently sitting in our body. So all of that old energy from food that's not of light, or alcohol, or being tired, however it is, you have to treat your body like a precious little baby. So especially now, on a side note, I apologize, I will be sniffling throughout this video. It's just inevitable, so just ignore that. But especially now with all of this light that will be coming in this year, it is imperative that you take the correct measures that you need to take to nurture and love your body in whatever way that you can, to make sure that you are creating the most fertile environment for all of this stuff to kind of digest. all of this energy and all of that to digest. So with all this light comes in, there's like this grand pressure that happens. It clashes with things that don't match it, which means that we are then forced into this like big release. So lots of emotions bubbling up, stress, being sick, purging, however it kind of comes out for you. It is kind of all part of the master plan so that you can create a more holistic life for yourself, and that the light that's coming in for you has a nice little canvas to paint, if you will, if that makes sense. So the bottom line is, look at your life holistically. How can you bring in more light into all areas of your life, and how can you digest this light? And the things that we often have control over are the things that we definitely need to do. So meditate, physical exercise, eating well, and resting, taking lots of time for rest and not overloading yourself and your schedules, because it's kind of like they let us go so far, and then you will be reined back, very strong-armed back almost in a way. So if you try to push yourself too hard, it won't really happen anymore. Along with all of this light that's coming in, it is bringing a lot of wonderful blessings, a lot of new experiences. So this is a good thing. And who doesn't want to clear out their house and get rid of the old stuff? So let it go. Let all the stuff that doesn't really serve you or doesn't match the light that's coming in, that is causing a bit of discomfort within you, just let it go. Even if it seems hard to let go, just intend to let it go, and it'll just gradually let go over time. We're just going to get right into the cards. We do have a new moon this weekend, so plant the seeds. Plant those seeds of your life that you would like to nurture and to love and to have grow and develop into your life, so you can really step fully into the new you that is being called forward by all of this light that's coming in. So we are being definitely encouraged to grow during this time. Whew. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Okay. So we have the Five of Wands. So the Five of Wands talks about conflict. So this is kind of expanding off of what we were just talking about. It's a conflict, not only sometimes when our stuff is coming up, we get extra sensitive and we can start to have conflicts with other people, or people can kind of get on our nerves. So look out for situations in where you are tempted to kind of do this and to argue or to have conflict. Also look at where you're projecting your anger onto other people and making them, like, we make things mean things. So we make something have meaning, and that's why we get upset, is because of the meaning that we attach to it. So that person may not like, you may think that someone is upset with you and treating you poorly, but maybe they're not even thinking about you at all. Maybe they're just wrapped up in whatever's going on in their head, and they're just trying to contain their energy for themselves, and they're just kind of not really talking to you as much. But we make things mean something in our head, and then we create a conflict within ourselves, and sometimes we project that onto other people when we really don't need to. So watch out for the conflict that you are, I guess, tempted to engage in. And also take a note of the conflicts that are going on within yourself, the light coming in and the stuff that's not really matching the light, how that kind of clashes and conflicts against each other, and what that means to you. Are you ready to let this stuff go? Is the things that you are needing to release making you ill because you don't want to let them go, because you're holding on to them with dear life, because you don't want to let go of that comfort? Well, just start to be cognizant and aware of that this week. Conflict may come in a couple different ways. Doesn't necessarily have to be just person to person. It could be within a certain system. It can be within a group of people, or it can be within ourselves, or however else it comes through. So just be aware of that and try to become self-aware enough to understand that you may be projecting your own stuff onto someone else. Maybe they have nothing to do with why you're actually upset. And hot tip, they don't. So they poke your wounds, but you are in control of the way that it makes you feel. And whatever nerve that they have pushed on for you is a spot where you need to heal. We can't give away our power and blame people for making us upset. People can do what they're going to do. It's how we react to it that gives us that reaction. So you don't have to give your power over to somebody and blame someone to say that this person hurt you. They may have done something that was wrong to you. I won't deny that. But how is it, what wound did it poke in you? And is there healing that you maybe need to look at there? So we have the Chariot. This can talk about a couple different things, but this week it is about choosing a way. Sometimes it's about bringing alchemy to the light and the dark and allowing them to, help you go forward and to kind of merge the two opposing sides and go forward. This is a major arcana, so this, you don't have a whole lot of control over this week. What I'm feeling, though, I think more for Monday, Tuesday, is this is more about making a choice. So you maybe brought a choice. It's not even something that you have to necessarily create. It will be brought to you, but you have to make a decision. For some of you, it is, am I going to go in towards, step more fully into this light, more holistic piece, like sense of self? Or am I going to stay comfortable in this darkness and fight all of this uncomfortable feelings that are coming up, and I'm going to suppress them? So notice on Monday, Tuesday, the opportunities that are brought to you, no matter how small, and make a choice and make sure that that choice feels right in your heart, and that that's something that you can sleep at night knowing that you've made the choice. Don't make the choice out of fear. Make it from a place of love. And maybe it is that you're not ready to get rid of this old habit because there's still comfort in it. There's still pieces that you need to heal first in order for you to actually let that go. And so if that is the case, that's fine. Just connect into that and know if that's what you're supposed to do, go to it, make that decision from a place of love, not fear. And you don't always have to be ready to let things go right away. Sometimes they take a little bit of time, and sometimes you need to kind of practice letting them go before you actually do let them go. So be gentle with yourself. There is no right and wrong. It's all about your own journey. So don't allow the shoulds in your life to come and take over. Find your own way and make your decision from a place that actually makes sense to you, even if it doesn't fit in this box of the things that you should be doing. Okay, so we have the Six of Cups. So the Six of Cups talks about community, it talks about generosity. This is a very simple message this week. On Wednesday, Thursday, do something nice for someone. Actively choose to be generous in some way, whether it's buying someone lunch or giving money to somebody who's asking for it, like panhandling or whatever. Tip your servers or your barista or whatever. So go out of your way to be generous, but do it from a place of love, not obligation. So wait for an opportunity that actually feels like it's something you want to do, and do not do it out of obligation or necessity or to check a box. Again, it's finding our way outside of this box that we all think that we need to live in, even as a spiritual person. So if you're like a person who loves self-development and growth, you sometimes we put ourselves in a box to say that I should do things this way and I need to live in the light. And if I live in the light, it's only within this box. And all of this stuff outside of the box isn't the light, so I'm not going to even look at it. But what's important is to understand that everything is fluid, and that is still a human construct. If you are living in a more spiritual sense of light, sense of self, you're still creating barriers and rules for yourself, even though you're living a more loving life. we can still kind of create judgments. So it's really important to let go of the belief systems that we have, no matter how much they serve us, and really check in with ourselves and be fluid with it, because sometimes things that used to work for you or used to be really great tools for you to practice, sometimes it's time to change them a little bit, or to ask other things to come forward so that we can just kind of grow and evolve. And sometimes those things don't necessarily fit in the box, but they do serve you in some way. So just follow your gut, follow your guidance, and allow yourself to step out of the box if needed, if it feels like the box is limiting you in some way. Okay, so for the Five of Pentacles, this is pretty much how it looks here in Calgary right now. This is about being stuck outside in the cold. So where is it in your life that you're feeling like you've been trudging forever and it's time to seek warm shelter? You don't have to suffer. It's about letting go of the suffering and letting go of the challenges that you have, and not allowing those challenges to define you. Your challenges are an opportunity for you to grow, but they don't have to tell you who you are, and it doesn't have to become a story. You don't always have to identify with the story. So if you're finding that this is you this weekend, you feel like you're kind of trudging, and you've been trudging for a while, and you're just ready to go inside to that cozy little cabin, I really would recommend that you do seek shelter in whatever area of your life that this is, that you feel like this. Find the warm fire. Five of Pentacles is about challenges and overcoming adversity. So with this decision that you're making at the beginning of the week, you may find that it does kind of trigger some emotions that perhaps are kind of difficult. They might be a little bit hard to deal with. Or maybe they are financial challenges that come along with the decision that you've made, but just trust in the process. And once you've made a decision, like, do it step by step. So heal before you think about too much of the logistics. Like, you need to focus on the emotions and healing all of those kinds of things that are associated with making any sort of decision. Sometimes when we make decisions, it can be hard, and so we kind of go through a grieving period, which is fine. So finding that time to grieve and allowing that to happen before you get too carried away in all of the other stuff. Or if it is that you need to act on the logistics piece first, focus on the logistics and make sure that you deal with your emotions at another time so you don't overwhelm yourself. Because sometimes if we get too overloaded, we can feel like we've been walking forever without any sort of warmth or help. And sometimes, heat. Sometimes when we do go through, or we make really big decisions or life changes, sometimes it's great to throw ourselves into it and kind of swim our way through it for a while. You will find your way out on the other side. There's no question. But is that the right thing to do in this situation? Again, another choice for you to make. How you want to actually deal with this change. And maybe you deal with the change in a different way than you have before. Probably you will, because things are different now. The light is very different. So on the weekend, please plant those seeds, do some manifesting, create new habits for yourself, and check in with yourself when you're writing your wish list for the things that you actually want. Do you still want them? Are they still a match for you in your life? And question it. Get curious about yourself. Even if you don't really want something, but you feel like you should want it because that's what you've always wanted before. Again, stop putting yourself in that box. Step out of the box and check in with yourself before you make decisions, or before you write that wish list, or whatever it is that you are going to do this week. Anything else for us? Yeah, so just spend time connecting to nature if you can. Whenever you get nervous or overwhelmed or fearful, just connect into nature. Nature will always be there to support you and to love you and to give you healing. and give the earth all of this stuff. So maybe part of your new moon ritual is to intentionally purge, like first write down all of the things that you want to let go of that no longer serves you or is causing you discomfort, and intentionally give it over to the earth. Like imagine yourself handing it over into the earth, or imagine it leaving your body through your feet and going in and anchoring into the planet, and where it can be transmuted and used as love and to create new things. So just get creative, step outside the box this week, and I hope that you have the best week ever. Thank you so much for being here. I so do appreciate it. If you have not already, please head on over to katiehunt.ca to subscribe to my email list, to make sure that you get entered to win a free Reiki session with me, but also so you can receive special insights and offers only offered through my email list. And if you're watching me on YouTube, thank you so much for being here. Please like, share, subscribe, and all of that jazz. Thank you so much for being here. I so do appreciate it. You are the reason why I make these videos each and every week. So please tell me how your week is going and how the light coming in and all of this energy is causing you any sort of shifts or movement in your life. My heart is out to you. I know that this can sometimes be a challenging place to live here on planet Earth, but we're all in this together, and I'm sending you so much love.